Well, for more on this, let's go to Kieran Maguire in Manchester. He's a sports finance specialist at the University of Liverpool. Welcome back to the program, Kieran. Now, can I ask you about the crowd size first? Because I was quite surprised to learn that despite the pandemic and despite a coronavirus resurgence in parts of the United States, including in Florida, they are allowing 22,000 spectators into the stadium. They say it's a third of the capacity. Are you worried at all at what message this might give to viewers, particularly in America, about the state of the pandemic?
Yes, slightly. If we compare that to what we're seeing in Europe and Asia in terms of mass gatherings, they have in the main not been encouraged. Certainly, as far as European soccer is concerned, there's no matches taking place in front of paying crowds at present. Um, I think there's presently a transition clearly from the Trump administration to President Biden, and things of this nature aren't being moved on with a degree of enthusiasm. I also think from Joe Biden's perspective, he doesn't want to be seen to be the man who cancelled the Super Bowl in terms of having a paying crowd. So therefore, the NFL, with the agreement of government, has agreed to a restricted crowd for the event.
And given this restricted crowd, albeit a 22,000 strong crowd, presumably the businesses connected with the attendance of the Super Bowl are also going to be affected. Can you describe to us what impact that might have on the satellite economy surrounding the Super Bowl event in Tampa?
Well, if we take a look at sort of the logistics chain, the hotels, the bars, the taxis, even when a Super Bowl is taking place, and if you can't get a ticket, many people will travel to the town or city in which the event is taking place because they just want to be close to it. They want to be part of the showbiz, the razzmatazz, the Hollywood stardust that normally gets sprinkled on an event of this nature. That won't be taking place this year, and therefore all of the hospitality industry, which normally does so well out of the Super Bowl, is going to be impacted as a result.
And can I ask you about advertising now? We know the Super Bowl ads are famous for being huge events in themselves. Companies spend millions on these 30-second slots or even less. But we have some blue chip companies such as Budweiser and Coca-Cola choosing to sit out this year. What are we to read into that? Are they just catching up with the idea that perhaps television advertising in the Super Bowl is no longer worth a bang for their buck?
Well, it was certainly a 30-second advert for the Super Bowl was going for around about $5.6 million last year. It looks as if the broadcasters have struggled to fill the slots because, as you correctly said, the blue chip sponsors are a little bit cautious, and part of the reason for that is that they would normally be looking for the NFL parties that people will be having in other parts of the USA. They won't be taking uh, to the same extent this year because there will be social distancing. There will be people who are being more cautious, and also I think that companies are wary about being seen to have conspicuous spending in respect of advertising at a time of economic stress. And therefore, will that actually act uh, as a negative that people might take against those particular companies? And then there's a final problem: the physical act of putting together the adverts is that much more difficult when you can't have people in such proximity in terms of recording the advertisement in the first place.
Now, in a world where viewing audiences are becoming a lot more fractured, where more and more people are taking to social media and going online for their viewing habits, do you anticipate that perhaps the famed Super Bowl television ad will lose its shine even further going forward into the future?
Yes, we are moving towards OTT broadcasting. We're looking at niche targeting of individual demographics, and there's the old saying in marketing. If I'm looking to get to 50% of a potential audience, but I don't know whether it's the 50% who are watching or the 50% who are not watching a particular channel. And therefore, as we are seeing changes in broadcasting media, especially amongst the younger generations, therefore they consume all types of entertainment in different ways, using different devices. And the traditional sitting down with the family or with a group of people isn't necessarily the way that they want to consume sport these days. And therefore, I think the advertisers need to take that into consideration. It's all going to become increasingly niche.
Okay, Kieran Maguire, we'll see what happens on Sunday. Thank you so much again for joining us on the program. We appreciate it.